everyone. I hope you're doing well. I wanted to offer a class for you today with a chair because I know everyone has a chair at home, and I'm trying to make these little videos accessible to everybody as much as possible. So today everything that we'll practice will be with the use of a chair. I do have a yoga belt here with me and a block, but you could use a tie like I've said in my previous video, or maybe even toilet paper or a can of food or something to prop yourself up a little higher. And I also have in the background a couple of yoga blankets. However, you don't necessarily have to use that. You could use towels from your bathroom. So I wanted to open up today's session with a little quote by Mary Davis from everydayspirit.net. It says, "Today I choose calm over chaos, serenity over stress, peace over perfection, grace over grit, and faith over fear." And I think in times like that, we need to make a conscious choice to choose these more positive aspects that she has spoken of. So we'll start with a little bit of a centering practice, a breathing practice, and then we'll move into our actual asana sequence, okay? So if you would, take a comfortable seated posture. You could sit on the floor if you wish. You can sit in a chair. I don't have my back body up against the back of the chair because I want to train myself to sit more upright. So ground the 4 points of your feet into the floor. Stack the knees directly over top of the ankles. Ground your buttock bones. And try to align the shoulder girdle directly over top of the pelvis. Allow your eyes to close. And then take a few minutes to allow your attention to move inward and away from the outside world. Allow the next little bit of time to be just for you. And so that we're sitting a little more upright, I'd like for you to rock forwards onto the front part of the sitting bones, and then rock backwards onto the back side of the sitting bones, and then find a happy space right in the middle. And then notice if you're pouring more weight into the right sitting bone or the left, and then see if you can try to fidget until you're evenly balanced front to back and left to right. Now, to support the lift of our spine, draw the bottom of your belly to the back body and upward to the heart. Lift your breastbone, broaden across your collarbones, and then soften your shoulder blades down your back. And then direct your attention to your breath, being aware of where the breath moves in the body. Feel the breath in through the nose, out through the nose. So to begin with, we want to feel the breath moving into the front body and the back body. So as you inhale, can you feel your front ribs move forward and your back ribs go back? Try it a couple of more times, feeling the front ribs go forward, back ribs go back. And then direct the breath into the side ribs so that the ribs move laterally. see if you can divide the breath into the lower half of the body and the upper half of the body. Feeling breath move down as well as up. And then can you feel the breath moving in all directions at one time? And now gently bring your breath back to normal. Just an easy flow of breath in, easy flow of breath out. And then bring palms together in front of your heart center. And set an intention for your practice today. Mine was to choose calm over chaos, faith over fear. And slowly bow your head towards your heart, as if to move the intention from your mind into your heart center. Gently release your hands down. Slowly open the eyes and lift your gaze. So let's take the arms down by your sides. As you inhale, sweep your arms out to the sides and overhead, interlace through your fingers. Pay attention to which index finger is on top. Spin the palms upward, and as you inhale, press the palms to the ceiling. Root your sitting bones down. Lengthen the sides of your waist upward. Let your shoulder blades rise. Lift your knuckle mounds. We'll take a couple of breaths here. You can bow chin to chest. And then slowly separate your fingers, extend your arms out to the sides and down, lift your gaze. Lower the arms down by your side. Now we will repeat it, but to the opposite finger lace. So take your palms forward, inhale, sweep your arms out to the sides and overhead, opposite interlace of the fingers. Spin the knuckle mounds upward to the ceiling. As you inhale, slowly lift palms to ceiling, bow chin to chest. Again here, root the sitting bones. Lift the sides of the waist upward. Let the shoulder blades rise. Lift the palms to the ceiling. Can you connect in with the breath in all three directions? Front and back, laterally, and up and down. Release the interlace. Extend the palms out to the sides. Slowly lower them down. So we will twist to our left. So I'm going to come a little bit more forward on the front edge of my seat and take my right hand to the chair. You'll twist to your left. So take your right hand, take it to the outside of your knee. Now be careful not to knock the knees together. Keep them separate. Ground the buttock bones into the floor or chair, whichever one you're using. Inhale, lift up through the spine, and as you exhale, it's sort of a push-pull effect to start your rotation to your left. Drop the shoulder blades down, but keep the breastbone lifting up. From your collarbones, expand out into each shoulder tip. Now let's add a little rotation for the neck and head. Keep the torso to the left, but turn your head to your right and drop your chin down towards the chest. You should feel a nice stretch along the side of the neck into the levator scapula. Slowly lift the head up, turn the head back to center, rotate the torso to center. Now, take your right hand to the chair. It could be to the seat if needed, or to the floor if you're using the mat. Take your left hand to the outside of the right leg. Inhale, lift up. As you exhale, begin to twist to your right. Keep rooting and grounding into the chair or floor. Notice how your twist may differ on each side. And now let's add the neck piece. Slowly, as you exhale, turn your head to your left. Drop your chin down towards your chest. Feel the lovely stretch on your right side. Slowly bring the head to center. Turn the head and then release the body. So the next one that I have, we'll need our belt or a tie. So hopefully you have that close by. Just have it sitting on the legs for now. We'll do what's called Garudasana arms. And part of this, I'll be turning sideways so that you can see me. So let's begin by bringing the arms up shoulder level and palms facing upward. We'll start with your right side. So on your exhalation, cross your right arm over your left. So you're going to hook at the elbows. And for some of us, this may be all we do. But if you can, work to press the back of the hands to each other. And if it works for you, you're going to set your hands inside each other. So now this is where I'm going to turn sideways so that you can see I'm not slumping back. I want you to lift the spine tall and then lift the bottom arm up so that your bottom elbow and shoulder are pretty close in the same level, and then spin your thumb that's closest to the face just in line with the nose, and notice what you feel within the shoulder blades. As you inhale, can you feel the shoulder blades move away from each other? And as you exhale, can you keep that space? And then to add a new piece on your exhale, bow your chin to the chest. Being aware of sensations within muscle tissue. One more breath. And then slowly lift your gaze. Release your arms. Oh yeah. Turn back to center, or I will, so that you can better see. Take a couple of shoulder rolls. Forward and back. And then we'll go to the other side. So bring your arms up shoulder level. This time you're going to cross your left arm over your right. And again, if setting the hands inside one another is too much for you today, then just work to press the back of the hands to each other. But if you can set your hands inside one another, please do. I'll spin around to the other side so that you can see. So now I'm spinning my right fingertips toward thumb towards the nose. Now lift the elbows up and away from the chest so the bottom elbow and the shoulder are pretty close to level. And then move the forearms forward. Notice a lovely opening between the shoulder blades. Remember to breathe. And then possibly bow chin to chest. Notice a different opening here. And slowly as you inhale, lift the head. And as you exhale, release the arms. And I'll spin back to center. And again, let's draw the shoulders up, back, and down. Up, back, and down. One more time. Up, back, and down. And then reverse that. Up, forward, down. Up, forward, and down. One more time. Up, forward, and down. So that was Garudasana arms, eagle arms. Now we'll work with Gomugasana arms, and you can use your tie or you can use a yoga belt if you have one. My belt is pretty long, so I'm going to put the tail of the strap and the buckle in my hand. So it'll be in your right hand. As you inhale, take your right arm up. Now notice I have the tail of the belt to the outside. Use your left hand to hold the humerus, or you could call the tricep muscles. Humerus being the bone. On your exhale, rotate the triceps in towards the face. And then with your next exhale, drop your hand down between the shoulder blade. Now be mindful, the arm's going to want to shoot out to the side, but try not to let it. Tell it to stay still. Take your left arm off to the side, spin your thumb down, and with your exhale, reach behind you. I'll turn to the side so that you can see. I may hold low on my belt, or I may try to hold a little higher on my belt. Now, what will happen is pokey rib syndrome. No, we have to soften the front ribs back. So, top elbow is lifting upward as the bottom elbow is pulling down. Your breath and your mind is in the space of sensation, the place you want to make a change. We'll take one more breath here. Slowly slide the bottom arm down. Release the top arm. Release the... Nice. So let's put the belt in the other side. As you inhale, take your left arm up. Notice tail of belts onto the outside of the arm. Use your right hand to spin the humerus tricep inward towards the face. And as you exhale, drop your hand down between shoulder blade. Take your right arm off to the side, spin your thumb down, and with your exhalation, take your hand behind your back. Notice here, do I hold low, or can I let my hand creep a little higher and hold higher up on the belt? So, top elbow reaches upward, bottom elbow pulls down. And then again, where is the sensation in the body, and where do I direct my breath? Wherever you feel a little pull or a tug of tension, see if you can send the breath there. And remember to soften the front ribs back so we don't make it pokey rib syndrome. Let's take one more breath here. Slowly release the bottom arm down. Lift the top arm, slowly lower. And again, you might need a couple of more shoulder rolls to release any tension there. Okay. So next, we'll warm up the shoulders just a little bit more. I feel like times like these, everybody does this number. Before they know it, their shoulders are up in their ears, and not ever really intending to do that. So I still have my belt folded, but it's pretty long, and I may have to open it up just a little bit. And by all means, you work within your range of motion with this one here. So I have my arms, my grip, pretty wide on the belt, but as I inhale, we'll take the arms up, and as you exhale, you take the arms behind you. As you inhale up. Now, there's a little tightness in my shoulders, so I'm going to give myself some grace and widen my belt and my stance. So if I take my arms up and my elbows bend, that's a sure sign I need a longer belt. So as we inhale, take the arms up, pull on the belt, and then sweep the arms behind you. As you inhale up, belt comes up, exhale, belt comes down. Oh, I believe I can creep my hands in. So let's work with about 7 more. You help me count. Up and back, make 1. That's 2. And just know you can go as slow as you need to. And you might not even do 7. You work within your limit that works for your body today. No judgment. belt down. Notice a rush of warmth into the shoulder girdle. Now I'm going to set my belt down for just a moment. And we'll work with the practice of eye of the needle, seated in a chair. So with my right leg, I want to keep my left leg. Keep your left leg grounded to the floor, but lift your right foot off the floor and cross it over the knee. So right leg crosses over left knee. And for some, that might be a lot of sensation in your outer hip. It might be too much sensation on the knees. So what could you do? If you hold onto the chair, slide your leg out so you really do look like a figure 4. So for some, this is going to feel okay. For others, you might be able to bend your knee. Now keep your left knee over top of your left ankle, flex your left foot in, spread your toes wide, root your sits bones down, lift your chest. I have lots of sensation in my outer hip here. Now we'll add just a little bit more. So if you take your right hand, hook it down low close to the inner thigh, hook the palm in and slide it forward. And we're not forcing, but we're just getting a little bit of the leg in more of external rotation. Now inhale, lift up, and leading from your heart center, pull forward. Notice if you round, no. Lift your chest, relax those shoulder blades down. One more breath. Slowly bring the torso back upright. Release the leg down to the floor. So plant your right foot, lift your left foot off. Woo, there's a difference in my hips. Flex your foot in. Again, right knee over right ankle. Take your hand, hook it into your inner thigh. Slightly slide it forward. Notice if you get a little more sensation in that outer hip. And again, from your heart center, lean forward. Remember, no pain. The practice of ahimsa. There's enough in this world to cause us pain without us doing it to ourselves. And then slowly back out, release the foot to the floor. So internal rotation is next. I'm just going to take my feet a little bit wider and then lift my toes up and away from the floor. So with an exhalation, I'm going to pivot slightly on my chair, dropping my knee towards the floor, but I want to keep my knee and my hip joint in alignment and my toes flexed in to protect my knees. And then I'll inhale, lift the legs up to center, and then exhale, drop them over to the other side, keeping the right knee, right hip in alignment, and then inhale up, exhale over. And of course, if there's any knee pain, you don't hold it and you back out a little bit. Let's continue on for about 3 more. Anytime you're practicing yoga and there's pain, then it's always our responsibility to back out. We have to love ourselves enough to do that. And then I'll come back up, plant my feet to the floor, walk my feet back in. So now I need my belt, or you'll need your belt or your tie for Supta Padangusthasana 1. And I will do it facing you, and then I'll turn sideways to talk to you about a few things. So I'll be doing my right leg with you, so you can better see when I turn sideways. So I'm going to put the belt around the head of my right foot. I'm going to spin sideways on my chair, walk my hands down onto the belt. Now I have a little bit of a round in my back. I really got to focus to lift up. I'm going to push through my heel to straighten my leg. So for some folks, this might be a little too high, and that's perfectly okay to slide your hands down the belt and slide the leg lower. But for those who can, lift the leg a little higher towards the chest. You could even bend the elbows to bring the leg up. So flex your toes in, root your sitting bones down, lift the bottom of your belly, lift your chest. We'll take another breath. Bend the knee. Release the foot to the floor and feel. You probably felt a little bit of your quadriceps doing a little work, and I hope so, because in order for the hamstrings to open, quadriceps have to be contracted. So let's spin to the other side, or I'll spin to the other side. You can face me. I'll draw the left knee into my chest, hook the belt around the head of the heel mound, and then slowly push the leg to straight. Now, there can be differences in our body where there's more flexibility in one hamstring than the other, and we should always honor that. So again, no pain. I can't stress that enough. So flex your toes in towards your shin, root your sitting bones down, lift your chest. For those who wish to have a little more, bend the elbows out to the side, lift the leg. And then bend the knees, slowly lower the leg down. You can always hold it longer if you wish. A good 9 breaths is always lovely. So I'll kind of sit sideways so that you can see this. I'm going to put the belt around my right heel again and walk my hand down onto my belt or tie. Okay, I'm holding on to the chair back. Okay, so I'm going to take the leg to straight again as I was. I'm going to spin a little more sideways so you can see. And on my exhale, I'm going to take the leg out to the side so that I'm stretching the inner thigh. And again, no rounding, continue to lift. We'll use the hand to the back of the chair so we don't fall off. Give us just a little more support. This can be done seated in the chair, can also be done reclined to the floor. Slowly bring that leg back in and then release the foot to the floor. I'm going to spin to the other side. Draw the left knee in. Hook the belt around the head of the heel mound. Choke your hands down onto your belt. Use your other hand to support you on the chair. Lift your leg to straight. And as you exhale, take the leg to the left. With a strong exhale, bring that leg to center. Bend the knee, release the belt. Now I'm going to sit sideways on the chair so that you can see Parivrita Supta Parangustasana. That's going to get more of the outer hip and the tensor fascia lata. So we'll put the, go to spin around. Put the belt around your right foot. Hold the belt with your left hand. Hold on to the chair seat with your opposite hand. Keep your chest lifted. Bottom of the belly lifted, foot flexed in. As you exhale, take your right foot across the midline of your body in line with your left shoulder. You should feel something all along your right side leg and into the buttocks. A little more you can push down to lift up. Bring the leg to center, bend the knee, release. Go to the other side. Now you can do all these facing me, but I just want to make sure you can get a good view of what I'm doing from the side. So again, belt goes around the heel mound of your left foot. Hold on to the chair seat. Extend your leg to straight. Hamstrings might talk to you again here. Flex your foot in, lift the bottom of your belly, and with your exhale, align your toe with your right shoulder. Say hello to this part of the body. Bring the the leg to center, bend the knee, release. Woo! Create a little heat in my body. So I set the belt off to the side and come to standing. And I'll place my chair at the front of my sticky mat. I think I might need to even pull my mat back just a little bit. Yeah, I think maybe that's a little better. So I want my chair right at the front. And we'll do a couple of Surya Namaskar, just half of them. So half sun salutes. So I want to bring my palms together in front of my heart center. And I'm probably 2 feet away from the chair. Okay. So I want to reconnect in with my intention, which was calm over chaos and faith over fear. So as I exhale, I want to bow chin to chest, remembering that intention. And as I inhale, I want to follow my thumbs upward towards the ceiling, slight arch of the spine, and then bend my knees. Exhale, bow forward. Let your hands come to your chair into a slight forward bend. Now, folks with osteoporosis, this is where you need to stay at all times. Other folks can bow a little deeper. As you inhale, lift up into Ardha Uttanasana. And as you exhale, bow, bend your knees, let your hips sink low, bring your palms back together, and inhale all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. So we have 5 more to go. Inhaling, lift up. Exhaling, bend, bow forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift flat back. Exhale, bend knees, bow, palms come together. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhaling, lift up. Exhale, bend knees, bow. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bow, bend knees. Palms come together. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to heart. 2 more. Inhaling, lift up. Exhaling, bend. Bow forward. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhaling, Uttanasana. Bend your knees, palms come together. Inhaling up. Exhale, hands to heart. Last time. Inhaling up. Exhale, bend. Bow forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bow. Bend your knees, palms come together. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to heart. Stand and feel. Got a little heat built up in me. So now we look at downward facing dog with a couple of lunges. Okay? So you could put a blanket down for your knee if you wanted to. Today I'll do it without it. But for downward facing dog with the chair, you'll bend over into a half forward bend. Now, this is the starting position, but you walk your feet back towards the back end of the mat and have your feet under the pelvis and the spine is long. It's on a diagonal to the chair. Nice. So, root your feet into the floor. Lift your thigh muscles up. Lift the bottom of the belly. With your hands onto the chair, extend the spine back. Yes. Now inhale, look forward. And as you exhale, step your right foot forward. Let your knee find the chair for a high lunge, but not a very hard one. Okay? So firm your thigh muscles to the bone. Lift your belly, lift your chest. And then as you exhale, step back. Place the right foot beside the left. Inhale, look forward. Bring your shoulders over your wrists. Place your left knee up against the chair. High lunge. Again, hug your thigh muscles to the bone, lift your belly, lift your chest. And of course, you're remembering to breathe. And then step back, downward facing dog. So this time we're going to take the knee down. Inhale, look forward. As you exhale, bring your shoulders over your wrist. Let your knee find the chair. Wiggle your left foot back, drop your left knee down. You can keep the toes tucked or you can release the top of the foot down. Bring your hands onto the chair seat. So press the back toes down and top of foot down. Lift the bottom of your belly up. Press your hands down into the chair, lift your chest. So you should feel the opening along the left front thigh. Hold on to the seat. Tuck your toes under. Lift to your high lunge. Step back. Downward dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. As you inhale, look forward. As you exhale, step your left knee forward. Drop your right knee down. Release the top of the foot to the mat. Press the top of the foot down. Lengthen the thigh bone towards the floor. Lift the bottom of the belly. Press your hands down, lift your chest. Tuck the back toes under. Lift the back knee up. Step back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Step your right foot forward again, knee towards chair. But let's challenge yourself to wiggle the back foot a little further back. It's up to you. Totally up to you. Now, push your back heel away from your front heel. Spin your inner left hip forward towards the chair seat. Lift the bottom of your belly. Use your fingertips. Press down into the chair to lift the torso. Let the hands come to the seat. Step your back leg in just a little bit. Step your right foot back. Downward facing dog. As you inhale, look forward. As you exhale, step your left foot forward. Wiggle that right leg back. Push through your back heel. Spin your inner right hip towards the chair seat. Lift the bottom of the belly. Push down with your fingertips into the chair to lift the chest. And hands come to the chair seat. Step your right leg in a little bit. Step your left leg back. Downward facing dog again. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, look forward. Step your right foot forward. Let your knee find the chair. Spin your back heel in just a little bit. Okay, if you're steady, bring hands to hips. Now, keep your knee tracking in line with your hip joint, knee over ankle. Push your back heel into the floor, and then bring your arms forward. So if this helps your balance better here, then stay here. But if you can, sweep your arms up and overhead, Virabhadrasana 1. So reach the back heel away from your fingertips. Keep both of the side waists equally long. And then bring hands back down to the chair. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Step your left foot forward. Spin your right heel to the floor. If you're balanced, bring your hands up to your hips. If that works for you, bring your arms up shoulder level. And if still good, sweep the arms up and overhead. Okay. Reach your back heel away from your fingertips. Equally lift the sides of the waist long. And then bring hands to chair seat. Step back, downward facing dog. And then inhale, look forward, walk forward. Come to standing Tadasana. Okay, so we have a few standing poses, and we'll start with the chair. Chair will be on my left, but your right. And I'll turn my chair Well, no, some people can use the chair this way because they might like to have the hand on the top rung, and I'll demonstrate that for you. So if you have a kitchen chair at home that's a little higher, this will work just as well. So the feet will step forward. I'm going to push the chair a little away from you. Arms come up shoulder level. Left foot turns in, right leg turns out. And as I exhale, I can send over, and there's my chair. And the top arm can go up. You hold that. Inhale up. So I'm going to spin my chair the other way so that I can get just a bit deeper pose. Okay? So inhale, bring your hands up. Exhale, bend your knees. And as you inhale, step your feet and the arms wide apart. Turn your left foot in and your right leg out. Okay? Now, press the 4 points of your feet down. Firm your thighs, lift your belly, expand out into your fingertips. As you exhale, imagine you extend way out toward, touch the wall. Then let your hand come down to the chair and take your top arm up. Press into your feet. Firm your thighs, lift your belly, equally lengthen the sides of your waist long. Now, head position might be challenging for some, so you could turn your head down towards the chair seat. You could look directly forward, and some might have the range of motion to look to the top hand, but sometimes that's rare. To come out, now you would hold longer at home. Come out, press your feet down, inhale up, turn your feet forward, step feet and hands together, Tadasana. So let's put the chair to the other side. And again, stand mid-mat. Inhale your hands up. Exhale, bend your knees, and as you inhale, step your feet nice and wide apart. So the stance for this should be about 4.5 feet. Turn your right foot in, your left leg out. Press your feet down, firm your thigh muscles, lift your belly, lift your chest, and expand out into your fingertips. As you exhale, extend long through the left side of the body. Bring your hand down onto the chair and take your top arm up. Press your feet back into the floor. Firm your thighs. Equally lift and lengthen the sides of the waist and expand from your heart center out. We should be doing that anyway as human beings, is expanding our heart to folks in need. To come out of the pose, press your feet down, strong legs, inhale up. Turn your feet forward, step feet and hands together, Tadasana. Okay. So we're going to move my chair again. All right, Virabhadrasana 2. Now, the chair is there. I can bring my knee to it if I need it, but I don't necessarily have to have that. But inhale, bring your hands up. Exhale, bend your knees. And then inhale, step your feet and arms wide apart. Okay? Turn your left foot in, right leg out. Again, press your feet down. Firm your thighs, lift your belly, lift your chest. And as you exhale, bend your front knee. Now, we're working towards a 90-degree angle with the front hip and thigh. So push into the back leg. Now, we got to resist back a little bit like we're playing tug of war with the person behind us here. So we're not warriors in the future, we're warriors in the now. Maybe look out over your front hand. And if you need a shorter stance, that's fine. Just keep your knee and ankle stacked over top of each other. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Turn your feet forward. Now, you could step your feet together and hands together, but let's go to the other side. If you need to rest and come back to this later, then do it that way. Press your feet down. Firm your thighs. Lift your belly, lift your chest. Expand out. Exhale, bend your front knee, moving towards a 90-degree angle, and then maybe look out over your front hand. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Turn your feet forward. Step feet and hands together, Tadasana. So, extended side angle is next. Utthita Parsvakonasana. I'm going to use my chair for this because it can be hard sometimes. And I'll do the higher elevation of this versus bringing my forearm down to the chair. That'll be easier for everyone, okay? But I'll show the other one just in case you want to challenge yourself. So as you inhale, bring your hands up. As you exhale, bend your knees. And as you inhale, step feet and hands apart. Turn your left foot in, your right leg out. As you exhale, bend your knee. So we take that warrior two stance again. Now, we're going to extend the right side of the body over the front leg. Boom. Hand goes down to the chair. So this is the higher variation. Turn your left palm up and sweep it alongside your ear so that you're in a straight line from your middle finger of your top hand, your slide, down to your back heel. Now, what if you wanted to go a little deeper? You could drop the forearm onto the chair, but you have to widen your stance a little bit. Gaze can be down, gaze can be forward, or gaze go upward towards the ceiling, but don't hurt your neck. Push into the chair, inhale, up you come. Turn your feet forward, step it together. Chair goes to the other side. Yeah, I think you can still see that. Alrighty, inhale, hands up. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, step feet and hands apart. Turn your right foot in and your left leg out. Virabhadrasana 2 to your left. Extend the side body over. Bring your hand to the chair. Turn your right palm up. Sweep it alongside the ear. Okay, and if you wanted to go deeper, drop the elbow down. Widen the stance. And again, reach. Middle finger away from back heel. And come up. Hand to chair seat. Turn your feet forward. Step it together. Woohoo! So, let's look at one more standing pose. And it's Ardha Chandrasana. Typically, I do it with a block. Today, I'll use the chair. So as you inhale, bring your hands up. As you exhale, bend your knees. As you inhale, step your feet apart. So the stance for this one is a little shorter than a regular triangle pose, about 3.5 feet. So turn your left foot in, right leg out. And we set up for triangle, Trikonasana. As you exhale, extend out and over. Let your hand find your chair. Bring your top hand to the hip. So you take that out of the equation. I gotta move my chair a little bit more forward. Take your gaze down to your front foot. Tell it to stay because it'll want to move. Bend your front knee. And then pour weight. Oh, I gotta come forward this way. Pour weight into that front foot as you pop the back leg up. Keep the hip rolling open. Add the top arm. Hand comes to hip. Bend the front knee. Float the back foot to the floor. Triangle pose. And up you come. Turn your feet forward. Step them together. Now let's go to the other side. I'll start a little further away this time. Okay, inhale your hands up. Exhale, bend your knees. Inhale, step your feet apart. Turn your right foot in, left leg out. So setting up for a shorter triangle. Okay. As you exhale, extend your left side body towards the chair. Take your top arm up. You're usually in triangle pose for about a breath. Then take the top hand down to the hip. Turn your gaze towards the chair seat. Tell your foot to stay planted because you'll want to do a little dance. Bend your front knee. Shift forward. Bring the leg up. Take the top arm up. Ardha Chandrasana. Take the top hand to the hip. Bend the front knee, flip the foot down. Trikonasana. Inhale up. Turn your feet forward. Step feet together. How we doing? So I'll put the chair back here. No, I'm going to keep it here on this side. Okay? So, a standing twist, and we twist to the left. So I want to stand in Tadasana or Tadasana action in my right leg and bring my left leg up onto the chair. Now the right leg needs to be underneath the hip. So not too far back and not too far forward. In that happy space there. Okay? And then again here, knee over ankle. So drop your left hip down because sometimes it'll hike up and get all bunchy in the ribs here. Take your left hand to your sacrum. Take your right arm to the outside of the leg. As you inhale, root down into the floor but lift up through the spine. As you exhale, press hand to sacrum, leg and hand to each other to rotate to your left. Couple of deep breaths here. And can you bring the breath three-dimensional as we did earlier? Front to back, laterally left and right, and up and down. And then as you exhale, slowly unwind. And we'll go to the other side. So I'll move my chair. You won't necessarily need to. Tadasana action in your left leg. Bring your right leg up onto the chair. And also know that you can do this by a wall. If your balance is off, take your right hand to your hip. Left hand to the outside of the leg. Inhale, lift tall through your spine. As you exhale, press hand to sacrum, leg and hand to each other, and turn to the right. Spin the belly button to the right. And then slowly exhale, come back to center. So bridge pose is next. I do want to make sure it's on my sticky, and while I'm here, or before I get down onto the floor, I want to make sure I have everything that I need for my Shavasana. So we'll do bridge pose from feet on the chair, but I also want to have a couple of blankets for the ending pose. So I'm going to come down onto my sticky mat and recline down. So I'm pretty close to chair legs with my bum, but now I can put the arch of my feet into the chair. Now, that might be more than you wish to practice, and you can do it with feet on the floor. I might get a little bit close. So I want to press my hands down, press the arches of my feet down, and as I inhale, I want to lift up. And then as you exhale, slow and control, lower down. And then inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And one more time. Press your feet down, inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Now, just a word of caution. Sometimes when we're doing that, we'll have a tendency to push the chair. If that's happening in your practice, know that your feet are pushing forward, not down. Now, we'll set up for Shavasana. So I have one blanket. You could use a towel at home. These chairs are cold, so if you have, like if you're using a kitchen chair and it's got a soft cushion to it, you probably will not need this. And then I'll have something for my head. Okay. So, the back of your legs come up onto the chair. And then my head is supported by the blanket. So if I needed a blanket for warmth, I could get that out. But for today, I'm pretty warm. So let's take the arms about 6 inches away from the hips. And then allow your eyes to close. And first and foremost, give yourself a great big thank you for taking time out to practice. It's during my practice that I can let go of everything else that might be tugging at my heartstrings. So relax each foot, each toe, the spaces between the toes. Offer gratitude for the feet, for they carry us forward into the world. And then relax the ankles, left and right. Allow the calf tissue to spread out on the chair. The lower leg relaxing. And soften around the knees. And then relax each upper thigh. Feel the thigh bones dropping back into the hip sockets. Feel the support of the chair. Let your support receive your body. Relax the body flesh. Relax the space between the two frontal hip bones. Allow for a soft breath in the belly. Let everything drop on the exhale. Relax the lumbar spine. Give the muscles of that part of the body permission to let go. And then take a deep breath into your rib cage. And then as you exhale, let go. Feel the thoracic spine dropping deeper into the earth. And a nice deep breath into the heart center. Give your heart permission to soften in these difficult times. Relax across the shoulders, into each arm and hand. And soften the throat and neck. Allow our throat to be soft so we can speak words of kindness. Be compassionate towards other beings. And that when we speak our truth from a place of love. Relax the jawline. Relax the tongue, the mouth, the lips. And soften across the cheekbones. And then let the eyes drop back into the sockets. And soften the brow. Relax the brain. You could stay here 10 to 20 minutes if you would like. But for those who wish to end with me, bend your knees. Bring your feet to the front edge of your chair. And then very carefully roll over onto the right side of your body and pause. And then very slowly use your left hand and your right forearm to push yourself upward and again into a comfortable seated posture. So bring your palms together in front of your heart center. In closing, today I choose calm over chaos, serenity over stress, peace over perfection, grace over grit, faith over fear. And may you all join me in that. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste.